They fucking came. These are the correct motors. Very excited about that. But also the frame, which I did not talk at all about in the last video. I didn't even think about it. So this is the TBS Source 1 V5 5-inch frame with a couple of spare arms. And I went with this. I think a decent amount of research on frames. And in the end, the deciding factor for me was, well, there was two reasons. This was the cheapest, but also it's an open source project, which I fucking love. That just rules. And there's a lot of that throughout here that I think that throughout this this hobby, it seems that I really like the ELRS, or not ELRS, the Edge TX or whatever that runs on the radios, an open source frame. I do a lot of 3D printing. Oh, and that's something I want to know too. Why not just, obviously, this is carbon fiber. It's very strong. It's going to stand up to crashes pretty well. And these arms are quite thick too. That's sweet. But yeah, I'm wondering, why can't I just 3D print frames? Because if this is something that's going to break, then why not just print it anyway? And then you can just print replacements every time you crash. Or you can just print a whole bunch of replacements up front and just have them ready to go for when you crash, rather than stock up on spare carbon fiber bits, which I'm sure costs more in the long run. Although these weren't too bad. This was like what, $20? No, not even. No, I think it was like $12 for the two arms. So that's pretty good. And I got this frame and these spare arms from Buzz FPV. They are based in Western Australia, so that took an extra day to get here. But that's still pretty good. From one side of this giant continent to the other in 2 days for $10 or so. Not bad. Yeah, so these are the right motors now. These are the XING-E Pro 2207's 1800 kV, which is important because I bought the 6S batteries. These are the 1300 milliamp hour China Hobbyline. Hopefully those are good. I wasn't sure if I should go 1100, 1300, or 1500. I saw one comment on a Reddit thread that was like, 1100 for freestyle, 1500 for range, 1300 balance, best balance of both. I don't know if there's any fucking truth to that, but hey, that's what we ended up doing. I mean, there's a lot of things to know to get into this, and I think one of the best ways to learn anything is just to just jump in and make mistakes. So if I have ordered the wrong stuff at any point, like the motors, that's a good learning experience for me because now I know more about matching kV to battery size and that sort of thing. What else? We also got something else. When I ordered these replacement motors, one of you made a comment about how I should order a buzzer. So I did that. I got a buzzer as well. So thanks for that comment. Good idea. I was aware of that, but I just totally forgot when I was ordering the rest of the stuff. So that's good to have as well. And I think with that, we have everything we need to build our 5-inch drone. So fuck it, let's just do it. Okay, well, I think I've got all of the electronics wired up. That was pretty fun. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, although, I mean, it remains to be seen whether I've made any mistakes or not. But I think we're good. It all seemed to make sense. So, okay, it's a bit of a rat's nest at the moment. There's stuff hanging off it. I kind of have to 3D print some stuff, I think, because I want to 3D print little protecting end thingies and skids for the ends of the arms, but also got to 3D print some kind of mount, I think, for this ELRS receiver, and then do some cable management, because I'm not sure how much I'm not sure yet how I'm going to mount it, so I've left myself plenty of cable to work with. There's the buzzer, so hopefully that works. The wiring for that one was a little interesting, but I think we got it. Basically, it's the board has a BZ plus and BZ minus, but the wiring for the GPS in the instructions on the website said to use BZ minus, but then 5 volt and ground from somewhere else on the board. So that's what I've done. I think it should be fine. The big power leads coming out of the ESC, those I could not do with my soldering iron. So let me get that into shot there. So yeah, this is a 25 watt soldering iron. I've had it for ages and it's always been fine for most things, but yeah, it has struggled in the past on bigger stuff, and then this was just too much of a challenge. I couldn't do it. So I ran down to JCar and got myself this one, which looks exactly the same, but it is actually 40 watts, which is a decent step up in power over the other one. It gets plenty hot and it had no issue doing these at all. Okay, motor wires. I saw in one of the build videos I did, the guy did it like this, where he wrapped it up and around these posts. And so I've done the same thing there, which hopefully you can see that. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to put these down. Maybe I'll just use zip ties, or I'll print like something to wrap around and then zip tie it, or buy some of that cloth tape, do it that way. Not sure, but for now I think that's good. Yeah, the what is it? TX, because it transmits. The VTX at the back here, I haven't mounted that yet, like with the screws here. Oh, and I haven't. Right. Oh wait, yes, I have wired it up. Yeah, so that's connected here. They give you the option on the Avatar transmitter here to hardwire it or use the plug. I just went for the plug on this side and then hardwired it onto the board. Oh, the capacitor didn't really fit back here, so I attached some legs to that and put that down the front. So that's going to sit behind the camera, which will be there somehow. Haven't figured out the camera mounting yet. There's a couple of pieces. I think it literally just bolts straight to this, but I know some people prefer to do like a soft mounting thing with TPU, so I will look into doing that along with the other 3D prints I need to do. And yeah, I think the buzzer can live back here. Yeah, the ELRS receiver can live back here somewhere with the antennas poking out the back. And this is the GPS, so this can go, I think, up the front somewhere. Maybe on one of the arms or on the top. Maybe on the top, that would make sense. Yeah, maybe I'll like unplug this connector, run it up through one of these holes, and then print like a little holder for the top. That seems to that makes sense in my mind. Yeah. So I think at this point, the next thing to do is to plug this in via USB, because there's a little, here we go, little USB connector for that, and update it. I've already updated the goggles, and then I think the next thing to do is to connect this USB to the flight controller, and then figure out the next steps there. I haven't, every build video I've watched, as soon as it's got to that bit, my eyes have glazed over, and I've stopped watching pretty much, so I don't know anything about how the whole beta flight, is that the thing? Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that all out now, which hopefully isn't too painful. But yeah, one thing I'm not sure about yet either is how this is going to go with the battery thing. Like maybe, yeah, I don't know. I really have to just wait and see. Like, because this, I think, goes here. So maybe this can come up here, and then maybe that's fine. Don't know. While the soldering iron is still on, got a delivery today of another thing, XT60 connectors. So I need to, so what I need to do is wire up something for this little guy, so then I can power things, right? So, okay, so this is the power input, which is still shocking to me. And then, so yeah, we need one of those to go in there, like that. And then I got to wire this to I've got a bunch of power supplies. I'm just gonna go with, I think, a 12 volt one. That will be my sacrifice, and we'll cut the barrel jack off and attach this, solder this, put some shrink wrap on it, and then I think we can power this. and then we can plug this into the, well, we can set this to DC power mode on channel 1, and then on that we can run out into our smoke stopper. There's nothing focusing really. Okay, yeah, run that into our smoke stopper, and then from the smoke stopper into this, and then hopefully it works. So yeah, that's going to be the next thing to do. So sacrificial power supply, where are you? Come into my life. 12 volts, 2 amps. This is the one with the rattle. Maybe we can crack this open and figure out what's going on there. It's probably just like some loose solder or some shit. Yeah, yep. It was a tiny, 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 see that? Tiny little ball of solder rattling around in there. Now, hopefully jamming the screwdriver in there like I just did didn't break anything. That was kind of dumb. Solder all looks pretty good, I think. Fuck it. Let's put this back together and solder some shit. Oops. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. No more rattle. All right, moment of truth. What can I unplug here? Soldering irons. Yep. Okay, so that's plugged in. ISDT-P10, where are you? This thing probably needs an update too. Hell yeah. Okay. We're in channel 1. Something else we need to do is when we power this on is have a fan on it, because I heard these electronics get hot. So I might do a bit of tidying up here at the table and then we'll come back and do that. Currently got this thing hooked up to the PC and updating some firmware. It's pretty cool. They provide this little app that just checks it, detects it, and then updates it. So that's nice. That's a good little user experience. And then I think we're good. I think we're ready to use this now. So it said in the user manual, the way this works is you hold down both buttons to get the advanced menu, which then gives you, yeah, DC power channel 1. Perfect. So we want the voltage to be, I don't know what to do here. Output? So this is a switch on off, right? If I put my meter here right now, there'd be 0 voltage. And then presumably turn this on, I'd get this voltage. I should test that, shouldn't I? Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, right now I'm getting basically nothing. And then if I turn this on, yeah, there we go, 24 volts, 24.04, nice. What is the voltage of a 6S cell? It's not 24, is it? It's 22. 6S fully charged should charge up to 25.2 and should be considered fully depleted at approximately 21 to 22. This thing's going to be happy receiving anywhere between 4.2, I think, and 25, or even higher, 27, to be safe. It's got headroom, right, to be safe. Don't know. The fume boy. It actually blows this way from memory. Okay, so that's got that. It's got the fan blowing on it. Nice. So now we just need to hook up USB, or do we hook up power? Because this is ready to go, right? So let's plug in our smoke stopper and then our drone into the smoke stopper. I think I got to make another cable. Yeah. Yeah, because I got to make male to male, basically. I need 2 of these and I need it to be like that, essentially. I need to make that. So I'm going to make that real quick. All right, we got this monstrosity made. Now, before I go any further, I'm thinking it would be a good idea to go watch a video or two and catch myself up, because this is sort of the stage where I'm sort of at the edge of what I've learned from already watching videos. So I need to pay attention. Like, what's the next step? Do I do I hook up power to the drone now, or do I just hook up USB and do stuff to the flight controller? Or do I first update the video? I think that's probably the first thing to do, is update the video. But then, yeah, what do? Do we hook up this power to this? Don't know. I'm going to figure that out and come back. So the answer is to upgrade the firmware on the video transmitter. We do have to connect that little USB thing to get the file to it, but it does need power, which means we have to power the drone. So I've hooked up this cable. I've put that into the smoke stopper, the smart smoke stopper, and then all I got to do, I think, is hook this up here, and then press a button on here, I think. Oh, this is on off here. So, moment of truth. I gotta set this to on. Smoke stopper's got power. I think it's holding it from going to the drone until I press this button. What does that LED mean? Abnormal input voltage. Wait, maybe, hang on, have I done this the right way? Abnormal input voltage. All right, so I can't figure this out for the life of me. It just doesn't want to do this. So maybe it's a problem with this, but also maybe it's something to do with the input voltage here it's not happy about. But what I'm thinking is I could maybe try removing this from the equation and just plugging directly into the drone, but then that's probably a bad idea. The other option is the range of voltage that the drone's happy to have as an input is pretty broad, right? Like, it doesn't have to be 25 volts exactly. It could be 12 volts, maybe. So I'm thinking, if I can unplug this, and this, shit, that was rough. Yeah, I could just hook up 12 volts here and it'll work. Okay, so 12 volts in, yellow, ready to go. Okay. Don't know if those are good noises or not. Interesting. Things are happening. So no short circuit, that's good. No power output on this, so that's not good. Maybe this is faulty and I can return it, I don't know. But yeah, I guess now the thing to do is figure out if those beeps were trying to tell me I should be worried about something. It looks like we've got lights on power. FC is blinking blue. We've got a blinking red light on the ELRS receiver. The buzzer doesn't have any lights. We got a blinking green light on our video transmitter. That's probably good. So I think it's happy. And we got a red light on our GPS as well. I think it's happy with all the electronics. Now I just got to figure out, well, maybe I should turn it off. All right, so first thing I want to do is update the video. Yeah, sweet. A new drive just popped up here, and it's got avatar version.txt in it. Sweet. Next step. Should we try and pair this? Yeah, let's pair this to the goggles. I've got the goggles, and we got power, which, hang on. What the fuck is this one? I didn't even check it. This is, oh my god, 24 volts, 2.5 amps. Yeah, that's fine. That one's really, like, on the edge, though, isn't it? Linky, 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 link. What's the... Do you have to do this every time you power on the drone? Or once you've linked them once, do they automatically find each other in the future every time you power them on? I guess we'll find out. The linking button on the headset is this tiny little recessed button. You got to get in there with a pin or something. So I can't imagine that that's something you have to do every time. Detect my face, goggles. Turn on, please. I don't know how I don't have something skinny enough to press the button. Oh, yes, I do. This will work. Okay, so I got to press this button first on the WotC. Okay, so we press that. It's gone solid red. And then we press the one on here. So now they're hunting for each other. Oh, something happened. Black screen. Oh my God, I can see my hand and my screwdriver in the goggles. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Okay. I'm excited. Damn. All right, how do I want you to see what I see. How do we do that? It's very like fisheye lens. But it's pretty good. Pretty good picture. A bit grainy, but that's okay. It looks better than the analog pictures I've seen online. And it's basically instant. That I don't detect any latency at all. Like I'm moving my fingers in front of the camera. It's basically, it's instant. So that's cool. So yes, the two devices did find each other automatically, which is excellent. I wish I could show you what I see. Okay, hang on. Let's figure this out. Oh, okay. And now it's recording. Awesome. All right, I get it. I get it. So now you should be able to see what I see. Fuck yeah. Hello. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I... No latency, basically, that I can detect. Which is freaking awesome. Can it look at itself? Yes, it can. What am I? It can't be. Not like this. Okay, cool. So now, I think now we can move on to the software stuff for the flight controller. Sick. Okay, so I made a critical fucking error there. I powered this on without the antenna connected to the video transmitter. Now, I don't even know how to connect the antenna to the transmitter. Oh, there it is there on the back. Okay, so there's a tiny little thing. Hopefully we haven't done any permanent damage. Oh, that would really, really suck. I mean, it was working when I powered it down. There was a message about weak signal, which makes sense because I didn't have the antenna connected. But it looks like there's a thing in there to install the antenna, but I can't actually get to that. So, okay, all right. I got it. So I got to actually uninstall this little bar first. On the back of this thing, there's this bar held down by 2 bolts that's covering up the little bit where the antenna goes. So I got to pull these out, and that should free... Oh God, there's little tiny nuts on the back. Okay, so there it is. There's the fucking antenna, what's-he? Okay, well that was pretty fiddly, but we got it. We got the antenna on there, all captive in its little thing now with that plate on, so... let's power it on again and do a sanity check with the goggles and see if that message about signal strength has gone away. Avatar. So uncomfortable. They should have put it in the papyrus font. That would have been funny. Oh, here we go. Transmitter is connected. And standby mode. Low RF power. Why? Why are you in standby mode? Don't know, but it's working. I got a picture, and there's my camera. Yeah, it's definitely a live picture. Oh yeah, the VTX. Yeah, I don't think it's getting as hot this time. So, whoopsie. All right. Okay, I'm not too worried. I think we're okay. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, well, I got FPV Jesus here, Joshua Bardwell, and it is time for him to walk me through some things. We got to get overlay from the flight controller on the video signal so we see important information in the goggles. And we got to bind to the ELRS receiver with the controller. And then we got to do whatever other configuration with the flight controller. So that means Betaflight. That means Joshua Bardwell. Let's fucking do this. Okay, well, we went through and configured everything with the help of the great Bardwell. Everything seems to be working fine. The motors are all doing their thing. We had to upgrade the ESC. Shut up, Google. We had to upgrade the ESC to Blue Jay to get bidirectional D-shot to work, whatever that is. But we got there. And yeah, so I think the only thing I'm not sure about is I don't remember at any point telling the thing where GPS is. So maybe I have to do that, because I did turn on GPS rescue or fly home or whatever it's called. So I think at this point, all I got to do is just finish building this thing, and then I can go test it and make sure it, works. But I'm feeling pretty optimistic, pretty confident, because so far it's doing all the things it's supposed to do. I haven't really run into any roadblocks. So this is the Neptune 4 Max. It's a pretty interesting printer. I don't know that I'm necessarily enjoying the faster print speeds. It is cool, but I don't really notice it, since printing is kind of just a set and forget thing for the most part anyway. But I have been printing a bunch of TPU with it, and that's been pretty cool. But it jams. This is I think the fourth time we're starting this print, because it gets a layer or two in, and then it jams and gets all fucked up, and I got to start again. So it's really frustrating. Hopefully this one works out. So far, so good. Because yeah, this is basically what I need to finish the drone. So pretty exciting. Go, Elegoo, go! 3D prints. Excellent. And they're all stuck together. Fuck. Okay, so I am not having great success with getting non-stringy TPU, unfortunately. But whatever. These are functional parts more than anything. There's a couple here I designed myself, and the rest I got on Thingiverse. And these are, this is one I made. It's nothing special, but it's to hold the capacitor still. Hopefully that works. This one is a little more fancy. I hope I don't have to do another revision of this. But basically, this holds the GPS module. Maybe we can jam that in there now. And oh, it's way too big. Okay. Okay, it's rattling around in there. I'm gonna have to shrink that down. But the idea is good, I think. Basically, this bolts down to this top plate like this at the front, and sort of angles upward a little bit, and the GPS goes in there, and the cable feeds through here, and the camera sits sort of about here. So normally this is where people would put their GoPro or whatever, but I don't have a GoPro, so if I do get one, I'll probably change this out. But yeah, that works for now. But I will scale this down and print it again. I had a feeling that would be the case, that I got those measurements wrong, but whatever. So the one that holds the capacitor, oh, and we're ditching this to these side plates, because we printed a soft mount thing that attaches to these front two. So this should just, oh no, I got those measurements all wrong. Okay. Fucker. I think the capacitor's right, but then sticks to the capacitor just fine. But then I got the holes totally wrong for the side poles. That's fine. I'll do that again as well. This is the camera mount. Oh, that's snug. Nice. So that's good, because that's got like a little bumper on it as well. And that's going to hold our camera. Although it only holds the camera with one screw per side, rather than one screw and then the screw in the little slidey adjustment thing. It's probably fine. And then we've also got some feet as well. I found these ones on printables, and I like these because they print without supports, just flat on the bottom. And then they've got some walls that come up and protect the corners. So that's nice. I got to take the motors off to install those, but yeah, fuck yeah. All right, there's my revised bits. And check that out. I did this at the normal 0.2mm layer height, and it's way less stringy. So I guess no more rushing with 0.3mm layer height. That's fine. Let's see how this goes. So I got the camera on its soft mount now. It's a little TPU soft mount, so that's good. And then, yeah, this capacitor behind it, I figured, well, let's stick it in here first. Nice, that's a good fit. And then the other two holes should slide over these two posts pretty well. Yeah, fuck yeah. Awesome. How good's that? So that just stops that capacitor from flopping around in there. So that's good. And then I'm going to not try and mount this on camera because this will be a bit tricky. But basically, that is going to mount there like that and hold our GPS at a little bit of an angle. Oh, actually, let's get the GPS in there now. Let's see how much of an improvement this is in terms of tolerance. This one should be much snugger. Snugger? Should be more snug. Yeah, this is a lot more snug. So much so I don't even know if I can get it in there. Maybe version 3 is in order. Okay, no, I got it in. It fits great. It's just what you do is you stick this end in first, and then this end is really easy to sort of just then wrap around. But what I forgot to do is put the screws in first, because the screws actually sit sort of underneath this. There we go. How's that? GPS ready to rock and roll. And yeah, because it's TPU, it should be pretty fucking strong. Hopefully it can stand up to a beating. I think as well it will act as a bit of a battery stop. So if I crash head on into something and the battery decides to fly out of the straps, it'll just smack into this, which is... we'll see. Well, hopefully we won't see. All right, I am fucking excited. I think today might be fly day. Have a look at this. So I've sort of, the last couple of days, just gone crazy with 3D prints and reprinted some different arm protectors. I like these ones better than the last ones because they just sort of hold themselves on. They don't rely on being bolted to the frame. Because before, when you put TPU between the bolt and the frame, it gets squished. It's unclear how much it should be tightened or whatever, so it didn't feel great. So these are much better, and they just hold themselves on. And they look much cleaner too. But they do provide a little less protection to the motors, but I don't think it'll be a big deal, but I don't know, we'll see. Found these simple little wire covers, printed those. Everything's printed in TPU 95A, by the way, and I'll verify this YouTube channel so I can leave links in the description, and for all the files that I've used, including the files I've designed myself and the files I've remixed. Speaking of remixes, at the front here, I put some little horns on this front bumper piece and camera mount. Hopefully, just to protect that camera just a little bit more. I think I showed you the GPS already. Inside, Pippin, what are you doing? Got a very excited bunny. Oh, hey boy. Where is he? Hey, Pippin. Yeah, I mounted the buzzer, created a little... I'm not going to be able to show you. Maybe I can just put the model on screen. We got these side covers. They're not super durable, but they're better than nothing. And they basically hold on. Everything mounts to the standoffs, which I've found to be a pretty decent way to do any sort of custom bits. And then they also hold the little ELRS antennas on either side. So I'm pretty happy with that. At the back here, I designed, basically there's 3 prints here. There's one at the top, which holds, it's going to be really hard to focus. Hang on, let's switch to manual. Basically, this holds the little ELRS receiver just here at the back, so it won't fly out and go anywhere. Directly under that is this antenna holder, nice and simple. And then under that is basically some bumpers to protect that VTX. And this is why I love open source, man, because they provide the DXF files. So you can literally just import this drawing of this plate into Fusion and model off of it. So it's super precise. And these parts just look fucking really nice. Super happy with how that turned out. And I think, so the way I'm hoping this works is if it takes a hit here on this back corner, that energy will get transferred into the frame because it's making direct contact with the frame and not the VTX. So fingers crossed that's how that works. Because I really, if the camera gets broken, it's not that expensive to replace. But if the VTX gets broken, ouch. That is a big chunk of the cost of this thing. But yeah, that's everything mounted. Now the next thing, well, there's a couple of things we got to do before we fly. One, I've got no fucking clue which way the propellers go. So I got to figure that out and educate myself on which way propellers go on. And then also, I need a way to power these away from the computer. So what I'm thinking for this is these operate on 7 to 20 something volts. I have these Sony batteries that are pretty decent. These are 7.4 volt 6,600 milliamp hour batteries. And these are great for like powering studio lights and that kind of thing. And here's a charger for them. And this just uses, I had to look this up, I did some research, but I figured it out. These are called banana plugs. And so I'm going to go to the local electronics store, JCar, see if they have this size banana plug. And then I'm going to copy this mounting thing, 3D print basically this, put the plugs in it, wire it up to one of these, and then I think that'll work, hopefully. Because if that doesn't work, I'm not sure what else I'm going to do. Yeah, I really hope they have this size banana plug. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure out something else to jam in these holes. Which actually, I think this is the part that locks. This also provides a little bit of locking. But I'm just wondering if worst case scenario, I could just have like some fucking M3 bolts or something that just slide in there. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go try and build something that uses these. All right, well, couldn't fly yesterday because it was raining and also had to charge these batteries. But now this is done, and fucking look at that. That is certified cyberpunk right there. So we got the belt loop, got the output for the cable. So we got the cable that goes there. And this is wired up to channel 2, and so that can go into the headset, and I can wear that on my belt. But I got this off the printer this morning, and I noticed something that I missed, and that is the USB inputs to actually charge the batteries. So I'm gonna have to reprint that, which is slightly annoying, but whatever. We're mostly there. So what else? I think here, battery, Walksnails. It works. Cool. Cool. All right. With that done, and the other batteries charged, I got the Pocket Master charged. We got the drone ready to go. I think I showed you the 3D printed bits already. I think I'm ready to fucking send it.